Yes, now everyone, we're back with another predictions video, and this week we've got one of my mates and podcast co-host, Lachie from Learning A-Leagues. Lachie, thanks for saving me and coming on the predictions video this week. How are you?
I'm pretty good. It's good to see that my tipping expertise is finally being properly utilized. Thank you.
Yeah, what did you have, like 3 points after 2 rounds?
No.
We'll leave it at that
Yes,
anyway.
I'm at 7. I'm at 7 for the season.
And before we get into predictions, as always, let's check out the scores from last week. We didn't have the best of weeks last week. I only picked up 2 points, but I still beat Harry from Newey Jets Football, who only picked up 1 point, so I gained the lead, and it's 11-10 so far. But here we are, time to get stuck into the predictions. Game 1 is MacArthur taking on Melbourne Victory at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. MacArthur look very good this season. So do Victory, though. 2 unbeaten teams in the league. MacArthur looked to have that solid defence though, and Melbourne Victory seem to be stuttering over the last couple of weeks in their front line. Will this play a part in this game? I think it will. Victory haven't been able to take their chances recently against Wellington Phoenix and against Adelaide United. I think MacArthur might sneak a win here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 MacArthur win. Okay, game 1, MacArthur taking on Melbourne Victory at Campbelltown Stadium. Who you got in this one?
I've got Victory on this one. MacArthur have looked solid, but I feel like Victory are just going to keep it rolling. I've got them by a one goal margin on keep up, so I'm thinking it'll be a 2-1 game, possibly just a 1-0. But who knows?
All right, game 2, it's Wellington Phoenix taking on Melbourne City over in NZ. This seems to be a cracker of the game. Phoenix are playing really well at home, playing that expansive football, and City still haven't been firing. Obviously, they're doing a little bit better under Aurelio Vidmar, but do I see them taking out a win or anything from this game? I think so. I think I can see a draw on the tables for this one. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. First of the Saturday games, Wellington taking on Melbourne City over in New Zealand. New Zealand looked very strong at home. Do you think they're going to come out with a result in this one?
I reckon so. Yeah, it's a Melbourne City side that's getting on track a little bit more. But they are coming up against a Phoenix side that's been very good, especially at home this season, definitely outperforming. I'm thinking 3-2 to Wellington on this one.
All right, game 3 for the week and the first derby of the week. It's Central Coast Mariners playing host to the Newcastle Jets. This seems to be a cracker of a game. Newcastle Jets have been playing really well lately, playing that expansive high-pressure football that we didn't expect from them at the start of the season. And Central Coast Mariners seem to be coming into their own. They started playing a bit better in that second half against the Brisbane Roar. I can see them getting something from this game. I think the Mariners will pick up their first win of the season here. I'm going to go with a 3-1 derby win for the Mariners. The first of the 2 derbies on the Saturday, it's the F3 derby, which has been changed to the Gosford Stadium. Do you think Mariners will pick up their first win of the season?
I think they will. I think they will. They're coming up against a Newcastle side that's finding a bit of form and finding a good amount of structure and consistency at the back, but I feel like Mariners are just starting to put it all together at the same time. Like they've not really had too much success at the back or at the front, but it's all coming together reasonably well. Obviously, new coach. I don't know how long or how much input Mark Jackson did have on those new signings, but I'm thinking it's a team that fits the system, and it was a coach that was brought in to fit the system that the management want to play. So I think it's going to work out eventually, and I'm thinking it's going to be this game week. I'll go a pretty mellow one. I'll go 2-1 on this one.
On to the 4th game of the week, the big game of the week. It's Sydney FC playing host to the Western Sydney Wanderers at Allianz Stadium. Now, this game couldn't be any more hotly contested. Sydney FC coming off that massive win against Adelaide that shocked everyone, including myself, and Western Sydney Wanderers sitting top of the table unbeaten so far, but haven't looked as convincing in some games. Will Kaczarski and Joe Lolly turn up for this game like they did against Adelaide? Hopefully so. We need a cracker of a game this weekend. I still think the Wanderers will come out on top. My bias will come into play here. I'm going to go with a 3-2 Western Sydney win. It's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a cracker. And then the biggest game of the week, Sydney FC taking on the Wanderers at Allianz. Obviously, the Wanderers won both of these fixtures at Allianz last season. Do you think they're going to get another one this year?
They're looking like it. Yeah, they've been a very good side so far. I would obviously like to see a bit more consistency with their centre back partnership with Marcelo. Um, while they're a good defensive side, it looks like there could be some cracks forming. But hopefully this is a game week where things start to solidify a little bit. That being said, they are coming up against a Sydney FC side that's starting to find their identity, especially in the final third. I'm going with the draw on this one. I think it might be 2-2, 1-1. I don't think it'll be anything too crazy, but I think a bit of a stalemate on this one.
And then we've got the first of the Sunday games. The game I will be attending, it's Brisbane Roar taking on Perth Glory at Suncorp at 3 o'clock. Another one of these 3 o'clock kickoffs that could produce a bit of a stalemate of a game. Obviously, with the heat, it's a bit harder to play that expansive football, but I think the Brisbane Roar will push through this. I think they have the quality in the squad. Perth Glory have looked good over the last couple of weeks, don't get me wrong. I just think Brisbane will get back on top, back to playing how they want to play under Ross Aloisi. I'm going to go for a 4-2 Brisbane win. I think there is leaks in that defence that could be exploited, but I think they've got the scoring power to perform and beat Glory on this occasion. And then the first of the 2 Saturday games, a 3 o'clock kickoff at Brisbane for Brisbane Roar taking on Perth Glory. Will the weather come into effect on this game, do you reckon?
That's a good question. I mean, a lot of the 2-3 o'clock kickoffs in the league so far have been quite hot, but it's been quite not chilly, but not too hot in Brizzy recently. So unfortunately, I can't get to this game, but I'm thinking Brisbane Roar kind of get back on that form they're starting to show in the second game week and rolling on forwards. Glory are looking better for sure, but I think Brisbane just outclass them. I'm thinking I'll go 3-1 on this one.
And on to the last game of the weekend. It's Western United playing host to Adelaide United down at Ballarat. Will they be able to pick up that win at Ballarat? They couldn't do against the Jets last time out. I don't think so. I think Adelaide, they've got Aaron Kunda coming back. They look like a good squad. They're going to want revenge for that Sydney defeat. I'm going to go with an Adelaide United 3-1 win. And then the final game of the match week, it's Western United taking on Adelaide United at Ballarat. Will they break the curse of Ballarat and get their first win over the line this season?
I don't know, to be honest. They're coming up against an Adelaide side that's had, I'd say, 2 hiccups in the last 2 weeks, but they're overall looking like a very good side. Of course, they'll have Aaron Kunda back in the squad, but I don't see them outclassing this Adelaide side. I think Western will get on the score sheet, but I'll go 2-1 to Adelaide. I don't think they'll find the same attacking chances that they did in the first couple game weeks and really lay them on a couple teams, but I think they'll definitely outperform.
No worries. Lachie, thanks again for coming on. I really messed up and forgot about this week, but thank you.
All good. Mr. Consistency here. Let's go.
And obviously check out our podcast, Loading A-Leagues, if you haven't already. That is why Lachie's on this.
Yeah, every Thursday.
Every Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. So there we go. There's another week of predictions done and dusted. Thanks again for Lachie for coming on. I'll leave a link to our podcast down in the description. Loaning A-Leagues, go check it out. So will I finally get my first correct result? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you soon.